Welcome to Healthy Vegan Living. My name is Gary, and today we're doing vegan fudge. Now the difference with this fudge is it's going to be oil-free, dairy-free, completely vegan, vegetarian. So that's what this quick video is all about. Come and see how I could pull this off and still make it taste a delicious, scrumptious Christmas party appetizer.
Welcome to Healthy Vegan Living, a whole food, plant-based lifestyle.
Now we all know fudge is not what I would call a diet food. It's basically all types of sugars all combined together, cooked and cooled in the refrigerator. So for this recipe, we're going to use 2 cups of unsweetened chocolate chips. Now I went to several stores to find this one and I found it at Sprouts. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to need almond butter. Now you're not really adding oil to this, you're just going to use some of the almond butter to be able to make it a more creamy, more interesting fudge. It's oil-free, and the point is that you're not adding oil, but we all know peanut butter has oil in it. You're going to be using
Almond milk.
but if you use any kind of milk, from oat milk, cashew milk, all the other nut milks out there, even rice milk, you can get away with it. It fits the starch solution diet and you can enjoy your fudge. But I wouldn't go crazy on it because it's going to kill you in the calories. You're going to need to use maple syrup. This is organic maple syrup, which I buy at Sam's Club. Pure vanilla extract. And that's it. It's really simple. Of course, the hard part is putting it on the stove and cooking it. We're also going to demonstrate to you while I'm cooking the fudge over the stove, these gloves. These are called Geekhom gloves, and they've been amazing to be able to do the baking I've done and to be the cooking on the stove. They protect my hands, and I'm going to show you firsthand how to use them. Alright, so let's get started. Let's go to the stovetop. Oh, you need a double boiler, or you can use your microwave, but we're going to use the double boiler. This is the jury rig that I've come up with. I have a basic pan. This one's full of holes, but it allows me to put a pan inside of it, like this. We're going to bake boiled water below, and slowly put in our ingredients in the top saucepan, and then as it slowly melts together and combines really well, we'll whisk it together. Then we'll put it into these trays that I have, and I'll show you what I'm thinking about making it work. You also need parchment paper. We don't spray any oil on it, so if it's not siliconized, and we know these things can be difficult, but I try different ways to be able to present it to you and just see if it's going to work out. Okay, so now we're going to go to the stovetop. Unless you purchase almond butter from, say, like Sprouts, that's already ready for you, you're going to have to rehydrate your almond butter, and that's what I'm doing right now. Once I have this done, then we're ready to go and we can start working on the fudge. But this is an important part to being able to add that delicious almond butter. Almond butter is sort of like bland, and it gives a chance to be able to not be overtaken by the chocolate chips. That's why you want to use this. Alright, so it's going to take some time to get this done. I'm just going to show you some of it. And if you see, I'm not running it at really high. I'm just slowly coaxing it into the oil, the almond oil that's already down here. This is almost ready. Then you put it back in the jar. I'll measure my portion first because I'm going to need a third cup, but we've got a ways to go, so we're going to get this smooth and we'll get back to you. This is an instant hot. What I'm doing is I'm filling the bottom of the pan with boiling water. It's great for teas, or like when I make my coffee concentrate, or for my mother when she uses instant coffee. Comes out boiling hot, it's ready to go. Quick for fast sauces, and in this case it's going to be the foundation of our double boiler. Okay, that's getting close. Let's move this to the stovetop, being careful not to burn myself. Alright, so what we have here is we have the double boiler, and we have the water, which is already very, very hot, and we're warming it up again. And then over here I have an additional pot of water, same thing, very, very hot, and I'm just reaching it to about like the first level right there, and we're going to lay this pot inside just so that it can heat the bottom and start melting. Here goes our chip. And we're going to slowly, as this melts slowly, then what we're going to do is we're going to mix almond butter. I do need to point you that you can't really leave the kitchen. Otherwise you're going to burn your chocolate and you're going to have to start from scratch. And let's see, it's already starting at the bottom here. Now we're going to add the almond butter to it. Use this spoon to get some of it out. Start mixing it all together. Now we're adding the maple syrup, and we're putting in 2 tablespoons in. Of it melting, and you can start to see that it is. Then you could, for example, use the barbecue gloves by Geekhom. You see I'm holding the pan because it's getting hot, and that way I can work on over the stovetop and don't have to worry about getting burnt. This is the real advantage of using these gloves. They're BPA free. They come in multiple colors. I ordered 4 more for my family. I like them that much. The last ingredient is 1 teaspoon of vanilla. Now we just have to get it liquefied. So I added the almond milk, and now it's a little bit better. I think what the secret is, you have to have all the ingredients ready, measured, and then when you put them into the pan. By doing it in pieces, I end up cooking the chocolate chips a little bit more, but it's going to work out fine. It's starting to loosen up, but I'm not going to be able to see. There's not very much in here, so like this is really for small. Probably have to double or triple the amount to get it for, like, you know, a huge pieces of chocolate fudge for your entire family. That's okay. Gonna get the basic idea. But let me tell you that I'm doing a fine job of messing up my kitchen. Okay, that's getting better. See how it's more liquidy? I still have a lot of chocolate chips that aren't melted yet, so I'm making sure I get that done. And I'm going to check really quickly the water level. Lower down the heat to medium. Put on the Geekhom gloves, and you can see it's boiling, so it's doing just fine. And the gloves are flexible enough so that you can use instruments like the spoon I'm doing right here, and they don't get in the way. I don't feel the heat from the stove. I feel protected. It's getting there. Alright, we're going to give it a few minutes, clean up, and then I'll show you what I do next. Okay, so this batch is basically only for maybe
6x6 pan, very big, not even an inch thick. It's going to be, you almost really need to double the batch to be able to control it better. That's one thing I've learned.
Now what we're going to do next is we're going to put this all in the refrigerator, and while it's going to take 2 hours to cool.
When you were making fudge prior to being vegan, you used butter and you used raw eggs. The advantage of being a vegan lifestyle is that when you're licking the bowl or you're licking the utensils, you don't have to worry about the raw egg. Just saying. Now we're going to take this very shallow pan that I made here. I'm going to stick it in the fridge. It's roughly 2 o'clock, so at 4 o'clock we'll check to see if it worked or not.
So it's the following day. It's like 7 o'clock this morning, and I'm the only one up, and except for TJ and Joy, who are in the living room. We just got the fudge out, and what I've done is I have a piece right here. I'm going to show you really briefly how I cut it. I'm using this chef knife here, and I'm cutting it in about an inch. When we're done, I've got this little plate in front here. What we're going to do is we're going to go straight to our party, and we're going to put a little bit of saran wrap over the top of this, and they'll be all ready. And it's cutting really easily. It smells divinely. And what I really like about it is that after a few hours in the fridge, it held its shape really nicely.
He thinks he's the only one up, but he's not the only one with a Santa hat on. So I'm just going to be a little taste tester here.
I think you need to come over here.
I do.
So this is a very good recipe, but this recipe really does need to be doubled or tripled if you are going to have a lot of fudge sent over to your parties. We lay some of it over here in this little container, and you can show you, but you might have enough for maybe filling up a small little plate, and that's it.
This is the chocolatiest fudge yet that he's made, and I really love it.
And I love it that she loves it. We wish you a Merry Christmas, a Happy New Year, and come back and see another Christmas fudge video coming soon.
Maybe sometime he'll wear the naughty side instead of the nice side of that cap.
Well, I did wear the naughty side for most of it, and then now I thought this is the nice part of the recipe, is eating the fudge. Bye-bye now.
If you like what you see, subscribe. And if you like this video, give us a thumbs up. Thank you for watching.